But thanks for coming. It's our first pre-arrival call. We do 4 of these throughout the summer, starting now. And we will, as you saw when you registered, you could register for all 4 of them, but we'll obviously keep reminding you and sending you information about it so you don't forget. So to start, we're going to do introductions. Lori, do you want to go first?
Yeah. All right. Hi, everybody. I am Lori Friedman. I'm the director of the International Students and Scholars Office, and we'll be on the many more pre-arrival calls also. And I'm just really excited to have you all here and hope to meet you all if you're still deciding to come, and for those that have already decided.
You want to say who Miho is? I don't think she was able to join us today.
Yes, Miho is our Associate Director of the Office of International Students and Scholars, and you will get to know her very well when you arrive, as she and I and then Tina in our office will be doing a lot of the check-ins and meeting you when you come.
Thanks. I'm Amanda Hager. I am some of your counselor, but I also oversee undergraduate international admissions. Super excited for you all to come. You'll hear a lot from me in the next few months until you arrive. So we're really, really excited that you all were able to join today. John?
Hi, everybody. My name is John. I'm a senior international admissions counselor, and that's what I look like without glasses. I've worked with a lot of you here on the call. It's really awesome to see some names that I'm familiar with. And you'll see me a lot when you come here to St. Thomas. I work a lot with the International Student Ambassador Program. So if that's something you ever are curious about, would love to chat with you about it.
Lou?
Cool. Hey, hello everyone. My name is Lou. I'm a senior admissions counselor here in the team. Yeah, excited to see everyone. Really excited to welcome this new group coming in. Looking forward to meet everyone.
Anju?
Hi everyone, I'm Anju Chopra. I am the recruitment advisor based out of India. So if you have any queries regarding your admission or your admit or your visa queries, so I am there to help you out. So if you're based out of India or South Asia, you can always connect with me. Thank you.
Anju? Hi, Ian.
Hi everyone, my name is Hin. You can call me Holly. So I'm the representative for University of St. Thomas. I'm based in Vietnam, but I support for on application of student in Southeast Asia. It's very nice to meet you all today.
Yay, thanks, Ian. Hi, Carolina.
Hi everyone. My name is Carolina Martinez. I'm an international student as well, a grad student, and I'm the graduate assistant at the office. And I help with like programming, with events, stuff like that. So I'm excited to meet you guys.
She made this beautiful PowerPoint for you all today. So very exciting. And we have some current students with us as well. We're excited for you to join, and they'll be sharing a bit about their experience. So B, do you want to go first?
Yeah. Hello, everyone. My name is B. Or Bemnet. I'm an international student from Ethiopia, and I'm also an international student ambassador. And I'm so excited for all of you to come or to just discover about St. Thomas.
Diana?
Hi, everyone. My name is Diana. I'm an international student as well. I come from Romania. I'm an international student ambassador, and I'm so glad to see the big number of international students that are about to come to USD.
We'll hear from them in a little bit. They're going to have a time for just questions and sharing about their experience. But we wanted to make sure we introduced everybody first. So you're curious who everyone was. So the purpose of this call is to really kick off some information for you guys. It's a lot of information when you choose to move so far from home or potentially with the United States, for those of you who are transfer students or in high schools here, but it's still a lot. And so we're going to go over some of the most important logistics that we need to talk about with you today that are timely for May and June. And then we'll keep giving more information and some of this as reminders throughout the next 3 calls. So we'll have a call in June, July, and August as well. Some of it, like filling out the airport pickup form or the arrival day, we'll repeat for you. But other stuff we're going to introduce throughout the 4 calls. So please come to all 4. Because we'll give you different information each time to try to break it up. Because it's a lot of information. So today, this is what we're going to talk about on the screen. Student advice is the time where B and Deanna will answer questions and share their experience a little bit with you guys. We'll also, of course, make time for questions, but everything else on here is very logistic heavy and important that you know for right now. Okay, this is really important for those of you who either have gotten your visa or are making an appointment or have not done that yet. Please tell us. The way that you can tell us is by updating your application portal. So when you applied, whether it was through Common App or St. Thomas, you got to log in and you can check it, and it always has updates for you. You have to log in and go check it. Because we're going to start making sure that we pay attention to that. So here's what it looks like on your application portal. You log into your app. I'm sure that Lou or John will put the application portal link in the chat right now to remind you of where to go. You log in with your user, your email, and your password. At the very top, if you are an admitted or confirmed student, which you all are, it'll say international documents right here. If you haven't submitted your deposit, it'll say that too. But international documents. You click into it, it reminds you how to request the I-20. And after that, it'll ask you, what's your visa situation? And you answer. And then the next question will say, what date is your appointment? And what is the outcome of your appointment if you've already had it? If you have your appointment, I know some students have it next week, for example. They would come back to here and say, yes, I got my visa after my appointment. It's really helpful for us because we have our largest incoming international group ever this fall. And so we want to make sure that we're really giving you all the support with your visas. And it's really helpful if you tell us, and it's in one spot where we can get everybody's information and make sure that you're getting the support that you need before the visa appointment, after the visa appointment. So please let us know where you're at in that process. You can do that today or tomorrow if you are somebody who knows about your visa situation already. Whether you already did the appointment and you told us, I'd still love it if you filled this out because it would really help us make sure that we have everybody who we know what they're doing with the visa. As far as the application portal, for those of you who are admitted, you can still confirm your spot. We are highly encouraging you to do that by June 1st as the late deadline to confirm. If you've already confirmed, that's awesome. We're super, super happy you're going to join us. But if you are not somebody who's made that decision yet, you can still do that. So it's very clear in your application portal what to do. But you can always ask one of us on the team what to do if you're not sure. If you're not confirmed, we can't register you for classes or housing. And so that's kind of why that confirmation is really important, because then you are saying, I really want to come to St. Thomas, and then we know you're for sure coming and we can get you in your classes and your housing. So that's kind of why we're encouraging you to do that before June 1st. Any questions about the application portal or visas before we move on from that? Okay. Great. Hi, Lou. Can you tell us about Near Peer?
Yeah, hi guys. Real quick, I know you've been all receiving emails about Near Peer. It's and the information's in it too. It kind of explains the purpose of it, but just kind of as a reminder, it's not mandatory. It's nothing that you have to do. It's just a way of you being able to connect with some other incoming first-year students. So we do have an international group in there, which you're more than welcome to join. You don't have to. It's just a way of seeing who else is in there from an international perspective. But it basically functions as a little bit like a social platform. So once you select favorites, like if you select mountain biking, you can then search for other people that also have similar interests with you. So you can kind of strike up conversations before you arrive on campus. So again, it's just a cool way of connecting with some other students. So not mandatory. If you'd like an opportunity to connect with some other incoming students, then it's there for you. So I'm in this international group as well as a moderator, but if you have questions or issues with the platform, just shoot me an email and I'll help you out.
Thanks, Lou.
Yeah.
Shout out to Apollo who's on this call and on the screen. So that's cute. Awesome. Okay. After you're doing all your stuff and you get admitted, yay, page 2 of your admission letter tells you what to do next. It's very long, but it's long on purpose to tell you everything. Page 2 of your admission letter goes over how to get your I-20. we get a lot of students who just, you know, get excited and then they forget to read page 2. I'm reminding you, on page 2 of your admission letter, it has every detail about how to request your I-20. To request your I-20, we have a secure portal for you. We call it the OISS portal. OISS is our Office of International Students and Scholars. And what's nice is you're going to use this portal your entire time with us. So it'll be familiar to you while you're studying. But you have to log in to request your I-20 because you're uploading secure documents like a bank statement and your passport. You should have a secure place to upload those. Please don't email them to us. It's your personal information. You can create your account with St. Thomas, which we have directions for, and then you log in with that St. Thomas account to our OISS portal. And then you upload your documents, and we're really fast. Once you upload and everything's correct, 2 days, 1 day, you'll have your I-20. Your I-20 will come with your directions for how to go make your visa appointment. So it's super helpful, and we'll walk you through each step. You get more information each step. But if you're a transfer student, then you do a transfer request for your CVIS record, which you can do soon when you're done with your current semester. Questions about the portal? I know that we use the word portal a lot. Application portal, OISS portal, they are different. So just make sure you know that. Once you enroll, the application portal, you won't use that anymore, but it's still important for right now. This one you'll use forever. Nice to see your face.
Just want to interrupt just briefly. It's cutting out quite a bit. And so I'm wondering if it's due to the screen sharing and wondering if we can just switch and have Lou share while you talk, Amanda. Will that work?
Yep, that'd be great.
Let's try it.
Thanks. Good to
Yeah.
know. Feel cutting out, you'd be on my side. Thanks. Lou, let me know when you're ready.
We'll see if that changes it.
Good
Yeah.
idea.
You see it?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Are you screen sharing now? Still me.
Yeah, it's Lou.
Perfect. Thank you. Okay, awesome. So if you want to click the button again. Oh, nope,
It's all right.
housing timeline. Go back one. Okay, the photo is just not here, but there's a photo.
There's
Okay.
nothing. There's nothing on it.
Well, there is. There's an updated link potentially that Carolina can text you, but it's okay. It's just a picture for this one, so it's no big deal. It's just a reminder for your move-in, for housing timeline. There is a website for your housing, and it's super important that you understand what the timeline is, because students aren't always filling out their housing preference form. And so, yep, Carolina just put the link in there. You can see when you'll find out who your roommate is, when you're supposed to fill out all these forms by. We know it's kind of a lot. If you click through there, it'll tell you like in July, you'll get a roommate assignment and your room assignment. And then you'll also have different notification timelines. For example, in June, there's a roommate preference form that you can fill out. If you have a preference, it's a separate thing that you can fill out. For housing, they'll tell you at the end of July where you're living, who's your roommate. You'll get an information that says that, and I think their contact, their email or something, and you can start talking with your roommate. Most of you will likely have American roommates, which is great because they'll probably bring some of the stuff, like the mini fridge and the microwave and all that stuff. So talk to your roommate beforehand if you want to. If you are not confirmed yet, and you do not confirm by June 1, you may not get your housing assignment in July. It might not come until August because we don't know that you're coming. So I really encourage you, if you're serious about St. Thomas, make sure that you're filling out your paperwork because you want to get your room assignment in a timely way. If you're confirmed, no problem. Your stuff's coming in July, same timeline for everything. And we do have a big class this year, so housing will be full. So just make sure that you're making sure your preference form is in, because if housing doesn't know what your preferences are, they don't know where to put you. So you can fill out your housing preference form inside your application portal. It's a button on the right-hand side. Okay, so you got your housing over the summer, you find out where you're living, you come and move into St. Thomas on August 23rd. August 23rd is your arrival date. Do not arrive on August 22nd unless you want to stay somewhere else, because you cannot move into the dorm until August 23rd. So make sure that you look at that. If you have questions about arrival, please let us know. Hi, Sophia, what you got?
Hi, I just have a quick question about housing form.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
said something about like the housing form being on the login portal or whatever, the application portal. But I had filled it from the email. You know how you guys sent out an email back in the day? Yeah, I filled it back then. Do I need to press the button again? Or like, does it know?
Oh, that's such a good question. Thanks for asking. Nope. So housing was sending a reminder email before May 1, because May 1's the deadline usually. We have a late deadline. So before May 1, you were getting an email that says, hey, go fill out your housing form. From now on, if you are confirming, you will not get prompted to do that. You can still fill out your housing form, of course, but please just log into your application portal to fill it out. There's a little button. Super good question, Sophia. Thank you for asking that.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. As long as you filled out the housing preference form and hit submit, you're in. You're okay. Any other questions about housing that we can answer? I don't want to rush too fast. Yes, Liberata. They did send a follow-up email, but they're no longer doing that after May 1, because that was the deadline. Super good points, guys. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, Lou, if you want to open the new international student website that's linked at the top of this page, I think that would be super helpful. Thank you. Great. So reminder, we will send you this PowerPoint and we're just showing you helpful websites. So this is your kind of landing page for being a new international student at St. Thomas. So if you scroll down, Lou, it'll give you updates like go activate your St. Thomas email, go do the things that you need to do, like get your visa, submit your health records. And then if you see below, it says international student orientation. Ta-da! If you click on that, it'll show you the orientation schedule. And so we linked both. We linked this page itself to that PowerPoint slide as well. But here's your schedule. Carolina is lovingly building you an airport pickup form right now. It will be here and it will be on the new international student page for you to sign up to get picked up from the airport on August 23rd. So we will tell you when it comes. You have time, don't stress, to fill out the form, but it'll be on these websites when it's ready. We only will be picking you up on August 23rd. If you come on August 24th, because that was the only time your flight landed or whatever, we won't pick you up, but it's very close to the airport and we will give you really lovely directions of how to get an Uber. We're about a 10-minute drive from the airport. It's very easy. Minneapolis-St. Paul Airport is very nice. It's one of the best in the country and it's not too big. You will not feel like overwhelmed by trying to figure it out. So just so you know, if you cannot arrive on the 23rd and you have to arrive the morning of the 24th, we will still meet you when you arrive to campus. We just won't have the shuttle system running that day. So I encourage you to arrive. Lori, do you want to remind us what the hours are that the shuttle is going to run on Saturday, August 23rd for airport pickup?
We will determine that a little bit based on signups, but it's usually pretty much from the first moment in the morning around 6 or 7 a.m., depending on how early the first pickup is, all the way till about 10 p.m. And if we might do it on the hour, but we'll have someone stationed there likely so that you won't be alone and you'll have people to chat with while you wait for the next shuttle.
Yep, thanks. Okay, any questions about arrival? Lou, do you want to, sorry, Lou, we're going to go back to that same page, apologies. Can you click through the orientation schedule for us, please? Perfect. Okay, so if you open each day, it'll tell you what you're going to do that day. It's accurate. Things might shift a tiny bit, like if we need to add an extra campus tour or something like that, but this is pretty reliable. So 23rd will let you relax a little bit. You'll be very tired probably, but then we will meet you guys. We'll do a dinner together. We'll have hangout time with your orientation leaders. B will be one of them who's on the call. And then Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday are international student orientation. And then you have welcome days, which happens after that. So you'll be very busy, but in a great way, because you're going to meet so many fun people and get a lot of information that I think will be really helpful. On Sunday, Lou, if you want to open Sunday. On Sunday, you'll come and check into our office. We'll make sure you have everything you need. We'll do a tour. We'll bring you to go shopping in the afternoon. And then we'll, of course, meet for dinner again. So nobody's trying to figure out where to go to eat alone. And then Monday will be our very, 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 very busy day. So for those of you who might need to land at first thing in the morning on August 24th, because that's when the flight made sense for you, you better be ready to go on Monday because it's going to be very busy and it's required. We have required sessions during Monday because as international students, you have to do certain things to check into our office and to receive information about your visa status. Typically, you guys are F1 students. Not everyone is, but all of this is going to be the main day. So make sure that you are well rested and you are ready to go. It'll be busy, but that's okay. It's going to be really, really fun. And you'll meet everybody if you haven't already met them. And then we also have a borrowing closet event and a picnic. So we'll play outside and hang out in the grass, play games, eat food. Borrowing closet. Lori, do you want to tell people what borrowing closet is?
Yeah, so we're currently receiving donations from community members and current St. Thomas students. And so a borrowing closet is basically an opportunity to take whatever you see for free. Might be for your residence hall room, might be a winter coat. We'll see what we have, but we're collecting all summer. So it's kind of a grab and go thing.
Thanks. Cool. Lou, do you want to go back to the PowerPoint? Thanks. Okay. I want to address something that Sophia sent me a screenshot and was like, what is this? And I was like, great question, Sophia. You all got an email, I believe it was last week, about orientation and registration. We call it O&R. You'll hear that a lot. So there's a couple orientation programs that we run kind of together. You guys are great and you get extra orientation stuff. So we have International Student Orientation first during that week in person. And then we have welcome days, which is where everybody comes back to campus, all first years. And then there is one makeup orientation and registration session. However, it's on a pretty busy day for you, the day before class and the day we do our traditional March Through the Arches event. You can go to that in-person one the day before class, the orientation and registration. But what we'd like for you to do is go to the online session on July 28th, which you all are registered for. We registered all incoming international first-year students. If you're a transfer, we'll talk in a second, for this session. It is midday, I think, on July 28th. If you are somebody who is in a time zone where you are sleeping, you need to make your own choice about that. It's okay if you miss the online one and you choose to do the in-person makeup one the day before school starts. It's okay. Just know that it's going to be an extra event that you need to attend on that day, okay? If you can attend the online one, great, because I think it's a timely information session in July for you to get some of this information that all first-year students get. Everybody who's new, we just give you extra stuff for International Student Orientation. If you're a transfer student, your session is in person that week of August. So during kind of the welcome days, international orientation, makeup session, yours is in person that week. If you are here already in the United States and you want to attend an in-person session during the summer, just send us an email and let us know and we'll help coordinate that for you. If you don't want to do the online and you'd like to do it during the summer, you can do that. We don't want to take away an in-person opportunity, but most students aren't here already. So just let us know. Any questions about the many orientations that you're going to have? Cool. You will get reminders about the online July 28th session, but just know that that's what it is. It's the very large university-led session. Cool. Thanks, Lou. Okay, it's time to talk to Bea and Deanna. Where are you? Come back. Oh yeah, good question, Labrada. We'll talk about that with Bea and Deanna. Okay, so Bea or Deanna, whoever wants to go first, will you answer the question first? The where are you from? We'll each let you answer each, and then we'll go to the next question. So Bea, where are you from?
Hello. I'm from Ethiopia. That was a question? Yeah.
Yeah. Deanna, where are you from?
I'm from Romania.
Cool. And Deanna, what's your major?
Well, my major is marketing management, and I'm also graduating this spring. So best chances is that I won't see you coming here in fall, but I wish you all luck. And if I am to give you a piece of advice, just go out, go to events. There are plenty events on campus. There are plenty events going on during your first week. And I think that's also the best week, although it's going to be tiring, it's going to be confusing. That's the time when you'll do the most and you'll be without any stress from school, without anything. This is the time when you'll make friends. This is the time when you'll go out and discover. Those, like, I don't know, couple of weeks will be very full. And I still remember mine being like so full, and like, when did I have time to do all of that stuff? So yeah, just attend things. And my favorite part at St. Thomas so far, the community and the fact that our school is fairly a medium-sized school. So everyone kind of knows each other. You'll make friends pretty easily. The international community is getting larger and larger, which is lovely. The domestic students are very nice. They're very open, and they will and you'll find a lot of people that you can connect to.
Yeah. Domestic students are what we tend to call American students. It's just a term that's stuck. Thanks, Deanna. B, what you got? What's your major and everything else?
All right. I'll be here when you guys come, so that's a good thing. My major is international studies, and I have a minor in economics. And currently, I'm working as an international ambassador lead. So I'll have a lot of contact with all of you, which I'm really excited about. This is actually Deanna's job, and it's really sad to see her go. But yeah, like Deanna said, the international community is a very close one. So we kind of care for each other a lot here. And we always strive and try to excel on things that we do. And we always go to OISS for this kind of help. As Deanna has mentioned, I was also at the orientation week, and I could describe it as by far my favorite week of just being in St. Thomas, because it was just talking to Amanda, talking to John, just having fun, eating ice cream, playing volleyball, and just catching up with the other international students and like learning about their culture and sharing my culture. So yes, I really highly recommend everybody going to the orientation week. That I'll be there too. So yay. What's the other question, Amanda?
Piece of advice, favorite part,
Oh.
favorite parts, orientation apparently, or you get another favorite part. Yeah.
There are so many favorite parts. It's just that one is just I don't think I can top it, because it was like you're scared coming here, you don't know if you're gonna belong. You have so many questions, and then there's just a whole week of appreciating you and paying attention to you and giving you all the advices they can. And it's like, whoa, that it felt like my mom was still there, especially with Amanda. It was really nice. It was really sweet. And also, I would say if I had a favorite place, it would also be OISS, because I could literally get in the office, get into someone's room and just talk to them about if I had any problems, and they would answer happily. I've never seen like someone have a frown in OISS, because they're always so happy to see their students come in and ask them questions. Yes. A piece of advice, again, attend events. Don't be afraid to talk to people. I'm always available to talk. There's another international ambassador lead, and there are ambassador volunteers that you can talk to. So they'll all be at your position if you need any help. So just use your resources is my biggest advice.
Thanks. Can you talk about a club or something that you got involved in that really was meaningful to you?
Yes. So I was involved in a few clubs just solely because I didn't know what my interests were at the moment. The first club, though, I was involved in was ANSA, which is the African Nation Student Association. I was just a member my freshman year, and it really helped me just get closer to home in some way, because it was mostly like what we did was amongst other African students. So we just kind of connected because we were like, oh, we miss home so much. And thankfully, I'm becoming co-president this year, well, like next fall. So if you guys want to join, you are welcome to. If you want to ask me questions about it, I'll actually put in my email and my Instagram down there so that you could ask more question about it. Other clubs that I've been in is drawing club. I like to sketch, so I said, hey, why not try it out? I've been in French club. I'm part of Asia, so it's like Asian students in America, and DESI, and it's just so important for me to have these clubs here, because one, they have a big importance on campus, and also it's really nice to learn about the different cultures. We have like annual dinners where they have outside catering, and you can go and eat food and watch the traditional and cultural dances. So those are I think, my favorite clubs so far.
Thanks, Bea. Deanna, you have anything you want to share about involvement or areas? Okay, sounds great. We want to give you guys a chance to ask them questions. So Lou, the next slide is just if they have questions. One of the questions we'll start with is in the chat, and it's about our FYEX course, which is your first year seminar, which could relate within your LLC, which is your living learning community, which is where you live in your housing. So like for housing, you guys can choose different communities to live in. And the LLCs, the living learning communities, those ones are based loosely on major or very obviously on major. Sometimes they put a couple majors together that are similar. And then students in your LLC you'll see them in your first year seminar, you'll see them in another class that you're going to take. The first year seminar class does have a mentorship component to it. And then there's also an option to opt in to potentially the out-of-state section, which is for anybody who's not from Minnesota, whether they're from a different state or they're from a different country. And so you'll be seeing information come out about that. I don't think you have to rush, but think about it, look at it. Yep, perfect. You guys were invited to it. That's awesome. Thanks.
Yeah, I think it's just a couple weeks maybe to be able to sign up for that section. And so if you are interested in a section like that with other out of state, otherwise, if not, you'll still be in an FYEX course for all first years, and you'll just be dispersed amongst all the sections. But if you want sections specifically with other out of state students, and those could be international or away outside of Minnesota, then you can sign up, that you can opt in, and you'll be put in one of those sections.
Yeah. Cool. Any other questions for Bea or Deanna? Or I guess in general, but Bea and Deanna mostly. We have time for counselor questions later too. You can put it in the chat, or you can just unmute yourself. It's fine. Hi, Sophia.
Hi, this is about roommates actually. So anyone can answer really. I was wondering first about your housing allocation. Did you get your first, second, or like whatever choice? And then if you had a roommate like preference, did you get that roommate preference? And if not, like how have you been like bonding with your roommate? Like is everything good and stuff?
I can answer that question if you want to, yeah. I got my first choice solely because I was in an LLC. I was in an econ LLC, so I had priority when it came to choosing what floor I wanted and what hall I wanted. I had Tommy North. As for the roommate preference, I did not know anybody, so I did not like add any roommate preferences, but I'm really grateful for that because the roommate that I had was one of the sweetest person that I know till today. She was a local student, so she knew like a lot of places and a lot of events that were like local to well, like in Minnesota and just in Minneapolis and St. Paul, sorry. So she took me a lot of places. She had a car already, so we would just drive, and she taught me a lot of things about like what it's like to live in the States. So I wouldn't say that my roommate experience was horrible, and I don't hear a lot of horrible roommate experiences. I don't I don't know. I think like roommates are pretty peaceful. You either get really close to them and you have a great friendship that could last long, or you just kind of are in an agreement of living together and you don't have to get as close as you have to them. It's all up to you, honestly. And well, obviously your roommate. But for me, nothing bad happened. I don't know if Diana has another story that she wants to tell, but yeah, if you guys really are sure about your major or what to pursue, I really recommend LLCs because it's like I had one floor with all econ and finance students. So we kind of helped each other doing homeworks, had the same classes and almost the same professors all the time during our first semester. So it was easier for us to ask questions amongst each other or go to office hours together. So yeah,
Thank you.
no worries.
Courage, do you have a question that you just asked in the chat, or is it a question for the students? Because I'm going to talk to you on the side about your question in the chat. But do you have a question for current students? If so, go ahead.
Yes, please. Yes, I have a question for B, and my question is that I want her to elaborate more on the international studies that she's studying. You know, that's the course that I was offered, and I've recently some people have really discouraged me about the course that after studies I don't get anything to do with it, and that's made me really, really discouraged. So I wanted to say something about it to get my energy high.
I'm so sorry to interrupt. Courage, would you mind typing that on the chat? It was kind of muffled and hard to understand, so we want to do our best to answer your question.
Yeah, if you'll chat it, if you write it, Courage, we'll be happy to answer. It's just really, really quiet, so we don't want to not answer you. Yeah, if you'll chat it, we'll answer.
Okay, okay.
Thanks.
There's,
Does anybody else have a question while he types that out?
there is one in the chat. It might be it.
Yes,
Right.
yes. His
Yeah.
I was saying that my question is for B. Please, do you hear me now?
I can hear you a little better. Just start talking a little more, please.
Okay, I said that my question is to you, B.
Yeah.
My question is that I want you to elaborate more or just a little about the international studies you are studying. You know, that's the course I was offered. And
Okay.
recently, I've gotten some discouragements about the course that after studies, you don't get any job to do with it. So I'm a bit more discouraged. So I want you to say something to get my hopes high to, yeah, that.
All right. Yes, I'm doing international studies. I understand the discouragement at first. I was also told the same thing. That's why at first I had double major in international economics and international studies. But one thing you have to know is after coming here, you're going to have a lot of counselors, a lot of advisors when it comes to your courses. And they're kind of going to tell you what job opportunities there are, what you can do with your course later on. And it will, for me, it convinced me to kind of pick the path I want. And especially something to do with diplomacy or like law. So what I did is do like international study major and then do a minor in econ. So like that, I still have like a reassurance or like something to fall back on if international studies was too vast to work anywhere. And I highly doubt it is because you can get anywhere with international studies. And this is something you can talk about again with advisors and counselors here once you get here. So you don't have to really worry about it right now. Yeah, and as for majors, you can even come undecided and just decide what you want to do here. So if that's the one thing that's worrying you right now, I wouldn't really be worried about it because there's so much help here. Does
I'm
that
going to
answer
add
the
to what
question?
B said. Sorry, B. I wouldn't encourage you to come undecided because on your visa, they're going to say, why do you want to study at St. Thomas? And you're like, I don't know what major I want to do. So pick one, choose one that you think you want based on research, but you can change. It's very flexible, especially in your first year. You don't have to know exactly what you want to do at all. There's lots of students who change their major or add a major or add a minor or something like that throughout their, especially the first year, year and a half. It's open. And that's why we have the curriculum that we have with elective credits, because that gives you space to explore, but you have to take electives to graduate. So it's on purpose to give you time to explore things you might just not have realized you have interest in. And as you learn more, you can take classes in those subjects if you want to, or use them as a minor or major. We will talk more about class registration in our future calls because you'll be registered by your academic counselor. But just so you know, it's coming. We have time for maybe one more question for B and or Deanna, if anybody else has a question. Cool. All right. Well, we'll move on. Go ahead. Okay, so social media. I have a question, B and Deanna. What is the account that you follow like the most? Like which one do you like, or which ones do you like on campus?
For sure, the ones that are listed on the screen, the big St. Thomas page, the international admissions page, the OISS page, which is basically what we do, like what the international office does on campus. The international admissions page is more outside, for prospective students, and then it goes into what we do during our time here. Residence life, they have updates, they have room tours, they have fun stuff that they show you. And then for you guys, I guess class of 2029 can be very good because you'll find people that are in your class, people of your age, so you can connect to. And then when you come here, you can follow pages from the clubs that you want to join or that you want to follow, from different offices, from different mentorship programs, and so on. B?
Yeah, I would say the same thing. The international admissions Instagram page is one of the ones I would like do right now, the ones that I follow right now, because they talk more about like what it's like to transition from home to here. Once you get here, the OISS Instagram page is really nice because we usually, well, on both maybe, I actually don't remember if we do ISA takeovers on international. Sorry?
Mm-hmm. International missions. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, international, those ISA takeovers are really fun, and I think there are highlights down there, so you can just go and check them out. They're just a day in the life of an international students here, just in case you want to know what it really is like. And then, yes, again, as Diana said, there are like all the clubs have their own account, and St. Thomas has a one bigger account too. If I'm not mistaken, during my freshman year, there was one account just for like students to know each other. So it would just be like St. Thomas students of like 2020. For me, it was 2027. I believe for you guys, it's going to be 2020. 2029, 2020. Yeah, so just look up something that like that, and maybe you'll find like just a glimpse of like the people that you're gonna see here, and try to introduce yourself on it if you want to, and if you are free, do it. I didn't do it, but I really wish I did. Yeah. And then if you want to be part of ANSA, do ANSA. If you want to be part of Asia, that is also one that's available this year. So like all the international multicultural clubs are really good. And once you get here, you're going to figure out the rest. So I wouldn't worry about those.
Mm-hmm. Thanks. So what B was talking about was an old Facebook group. It's now on Instagram. So class of 2029, you can post on there if you want to. Sometimes people look for roommates on there, or there's group chats that are separate. People look for roommates. I'm gonna go back to the roommate question Sophia asked, because a lot of students ask this every year, like, should I request a roommate? Should I find a roommate ahead of time? I will say it's your choice, but do not sacrifice what living learning community you want to be in to be with a roommate. You have 4 years here. You can be roommates with somebody that you meet next year, after you do your first year in your living learning community or whatever community you choose to be in, because you only get that experience your first year. And so it'd be really a bummer for you to miss out on it because you thought you wanted to live with a friend or somebody you met in one of these groups. and then you sacrificed your own education and your own community to do that. I think that if you and this potential roommate want to live in the same LLC or living learning community, go for it. That's fine. Those of you who are like trying to live with somebody at your current school, I would encourage you to broaden your horizons a little and meet somebody new by rooming with somebody new, or doing a random roommate. They don't do totally random. They still look at your housing preference and say, oh, B is not a morning person. So she and this other person said they're not a morning person. So like that might be a good match or something like that. So that's important too. We will have a WhatsApp group for every confirmed student after July 1st. And it will be chaos because it's a big group, but it's really used throughout orientation also. If you are somebody who's getting picked up at the airport, you will also have an airport pickup group separately, so you guys can ask questions and feel like someone can answer you quickly. But that is our office WhatsApp number at the bottom. That is where all the groups kind of will be created from and through, and some of us will also be in there in the group to make sure that you guys are getting your questions answered. Yeah. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, dates. So I encourage you, if you're not confirmed, confirm before the 1st of June. The absolute last time that you can confirm is July 1, and we don't encourage you waiting that long. If you're already in the United States on an F1 visa, that doesn't apply to you. You can apply all the way through August. But most of you on this call, if you're from the US, you've already, or inside the US currently, you've already confirmed. Other pre-arrival calls, you can see the dates on the screen. So June 11th, July 9th, August 6th. Well, August 6th will be like, okay, we good? Like, you good to come in a few weeks? But airport pickup, August 23rd. So you'll get the link later to sign up for it too. And you have to follow the deadline, otherwise Carolina will cry. And we don't know you're coming and need a pickup. So make sure you follow the deadline later. Okay, so in those future pre-arrival calls, these are some of the things that we're going to talk about because a lot of you guys have a lot of questions and we want to break it up. So we'll be talking a little bit more about residence life. We're going to talk about your class registration with your academic counselors. We're going to talk about health insurance and Center for Wellbeing on campus and what kind of health services they provide. We'll be going over the airport pickup form. We'll go over some of the orientation stuff in detail. And we will also have more students coming on the calls and answer questions and things like that, especially when your orientation leaders, well, B is one of your orientation leaders, but you have others as well, aren't getting ready for finals because they have finals really soon. So, okay, next one, Lou. Go forward one more, sorry. Okay, so here is our contact information. You know that you can email international at St. Thomas anytime you want. As you can see, we have different regions of students that we support. So if you see your region up there, that's your counselor, in case you didn't know. I hope you did. For me, John or Lou, you also have Hian for all of Southeast Asia and Anju for India, or if you are located in South Asia, you can also work with Anju. Hian and Anju are our team members. They work with us. They're really awesome at helping you with visa prep and gathering all your documents and asking questions because they're in your time zone. They're awake when we're sleeping. And so that's really important and helpful. And then Tina is on maternity leave with her sweet little baby, but she'll be back. And she's running orientation. She's one of your advisors. She's one who plans all the programs. So you will meet her next time. And you'll meet her in August. She's back then for maternity leave. But if you need anything, make sure you contact your admissions counselor, or Hian or Anju. Okay, any other questions for us on the call? Anything you want to ask? If it's a specific to you question, I'll ask that you put it maybe in the chat or chat one of us individually or counselor so we can help you with your personal question on the side. So you're not having to share all your business with everybody on the call. What's up, Sophia?
Hi, I have another excuse me question. You mentioned Ansa, Asia, and Desi for the groups. Sorry, I'm a bit sick. And I was wondering if there was one for Europe. Like, is there one for European students or not yet?
No. The number of European students is not very big. We are quite a few.
Oh no.
Although we are next semester, I think our students will try start an international students club. So that will include everyone, every international student, including Europeans.
Yeah. For now, we only have French club and German club as a European club, but that's just more so for the language and just a little bit of the culture than an actual like big multicultural club like ANSA in Asia. But yeah, as Diana said, we are working on creating an international club or bringing it back actually. So that would be really great, and you guys can be members and maybe one day help us out. So we're really excited about that.
Sophia, if you want to start a European club, all you need is 10 people to agree to be in your club, and it's a whole process, but it's actually not that difficult.
All right. I'll find 10 Europeans. Sure. Thank you.
You might have a shot with UWC this year, actually. So.
I hope so.
I know. Super good question. Thanks for asking that. Yeah, the cultural clubs that we mentioned aren't the only cultural clubs. There's a bunch, but those are the ones that are very popular.
Yes,
there's also Hola.
There are 12 in total.
Thank you. So helpful, Diana. Yeah, Hola is also there for Hispanic students if they want to join that club. There's also Ethiopian Eritrean, MSA, Muslim Student Association,
USA, Hmong Student Association,
Student Club,
and then there's like
Muslim Student Association.
Yeah, we have
BESA, Black Empowerment Student Association.
BESA. Oh wow, I can't. We have QSA.
Well, it's hard to think of in the moment when someone asks you to list them all, but yeah.
But we're like, there's one, we're all like kind of connected to one another nowadays because of like something called MLC. It's like a multicultural club leaders. And we'll have like a big event like fests that are just amongst all of us. So that would be really fun to come to, and we might, and also, oh, by the way, for clubs, there is gonna be one big event like just outside of St. Thomas that where you can like go look around the clubs and see which one you want to join. So we're just gonna be all outside, kind of begging you to join our club. And we'll just give you a few informations about it. We'll give you our QR code, our Instagram and Tommy link, and you just have to go around and pick which one you want.
Cool.
And there's candy and popsicles involved, so
St. Thomas loves free food and free t-shirts and free stuff. This is a homecoming sweatshirt from last year. So you get a free homecoming sweatshirt when you're a new student too. The design will, I don't know, sometimes they're purple, sometimes they're black, sometimes they're gray. But yours will look different next year. So yeah. Okay, well, we have 4 more minutes. If you are somebody who needs time to ask a personal question, maybe just stay on at the very end. But everyone else, it was so nice to talk to you. Thanks for all your good questions. We'll see you whenever you want to talk. You can individually meet with us too. But otherwise, we will see everybody together on the confirmed